Good morning. So I wanted to get you guys all excited about the next phase of our wolf. Let's see if I can give you where I am right now. I just worked a little on it, just mostly on this side so that I could, a little bit on that side too, so that I could get it ready for, um, we're having a howling wolf on this broadcast over here. Let me see if I can calm him down for a minute. Anyway, good morning, Frank and Jackie. So I kind of tried to pull this more into the position I want, and it's somewhere between this view that you can download, by the way, in the post section, and that's the oops. This is the view I started with, as you guys know. So this wolf's head is down just a little bit more than that. He's not looking as ferocious as this view. So we're going to try to combine these. So let me get close up. I have a towel here and a parchment paper just to put him down on so that I can start to operate on his legs. And I'm going to embed the armature. So let me change to the other camera. All right. And I hope you can see this okay. I still don't have my new camera in there that will help to keep the highlights from being blown out. Let me get a good position on that so that you can really see what, there we go. That's pretty good. So let me show you again what the posture, it's kind of on the way. It's not quite there yet, but it gets delicate with the legs being too thick at this point. I really want to start to use our armature. This is Richardson armature. There's cheaper than Richardson by just a little, but I find that it's not as good because this is very bendable, yet very strong, easy to cut, easy to work with. And right now, I'm just going to cut some for each leg. And what I'm going to want to do is have enough of it that I can kind of jam it up into the body so that it really holds. Another trick you can do when you're using armature is that you can just create little, not cuts, but I guess they're cuts, but just little notches. And this is going to be hard to see with this camera, but I have little notches. Let me turn down my phone for a minute here. There we go. Got to have some things up and some things down. All right, there we go. So I have little notches, and it just creates a little bit more grip by the clay once it's embedded in. So just random, create little notches all through there. All right, and then once I have, and you can see it's way longer than I'm going to need. In fact, it's really way longer, so I'm going to clip off a little. Easy to clip, easy to clip. Now, if you decide to move the leg a little bit after this armature is in, the great thing is, and let me get a little closer to you. The great thing is you can still move the leg a little bit, but it will support better than this. Like, okay, this is falling over and cracking. It's cracking right there. Can you see that a little bit? I mean, I've got it standing, but once I start to get those legs, hi, here's a new person joining us this morning. Hi, your name is Sri Terrell. The clay I'm using, and you can find this at links on our Learn Sculpture website, it's called Clayette, and it's by a company called Chivant. And you will find it to be very hard at room temperature, but what I do is, and let me just try to switch to the other view for a moment, because I'm going to show you just briefly. I heat the clay up with a plate warmer. Like if you had a party and you wanted to keep your food warm, you might use a plate warmer just like this. And I have it on low, or I had it on low. And my clay is in the plate warmer and very, very soft and easy to use when it's warm. But the value is once it gets to room temperature, and you can always add to it, once you get the clay to room temperature, you can get the kind of detail that you're seeing in my other more finished sculptures. And then if you don't like something, you can just warm it up. I use a heat gun or just lay it on the top here and get it a little warmed up and change it and do whatever you want. So the reason I add the armature later, and Frank and Jackie already know this, is that you can, this is very, very bendable, and you can change it. But if you were to put this in the beginning and you saw the first stages of this sculpture, it would be very hard to change. So this makes it easier to get closer to your pose. And then I'm going to start out. Let's see if I can get this where you can see it. Oh, the other view. Let me get the other camera. Okay. And you can see I'm using a tool like this. This has notches on the end too. And I'm just going to start to carve out a channel. And the channel, and by the way, I've softened up this sculpture by laying it on the plate warmer before I got started today. So it's a lot softer and easier to work with. See this channel I'm starting to make? Yeah. So I'm just going to get in there and dig that through. And it's going to be very easy to move it a little bit. Now, if you wanted to make a drastic change, I don't recommend putting in the armature yet. But since we're very close to where we want to be, we can dig this out now. And I just have it on the parchment and this pad. You could have foam underneath just to give it so that it won't dent into this side. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to dig that channel out all the way to almost this, what I would envision to be the center of the project, of the sculpture. And I'm going to dig that out good and take out my excess. We're going to start to accelerate pretty quickly on this sculpture once this is in, because then I'll be able to really form the legs. He's saying it's very different from the clay you're used to. That's the thing. And because I've been in the, I've done the giftware industry, professional sculpting for many, many years, we were basically not just told to use modeling clay like this. You had to, because they would have you change everything 10 ways to Sunday. They would say, oh, that arm is too short, or whatever it might be. And you would have to have a kind of a clay that not only held sharp detail, but that you could quickly make a change if needed. And the thing about the water-based clay that a lot of artists use, once that's done, you can't really easily, I'm going to carve this out a little more, you can't easily make changes. This stays pliable forever, virtually forever. And so you could come back a couple years later and make a change. But I mean, I'm not suggesting you send it around. Yeah, so, all right, so now I have this channel and I have my armature in that leg, and it's pushed up into the body pretty well. So now I'm going to take my hot clay here. And when I say hot, at first I can't touch, oh goodness, my video is running. Let me try to stop the video here. Okay, so I had a video going to show you how you can use stop action and really look at the body of the wolf from different perspectives. So I stopped that action for now. Oh, you can't see it from where you are. Okay, let me show you what I was looking at real quick. So I have a video. You're going, what's she talking about? I have this video running here, and what I do is I have it running in slow motion. I have it set to slow motion, and I can stop the action, and that way try to see parts of my sculpture that I don't necessarily have a view that I've been able to find or print out. So it's really, really helpful. So Sri uses polymer clay, And I do too for certain things. And the people who attend this regularly have seen us use that. And it's really good for certain things. But for something like this or the Bobcat, if you take a look at the previous live streams, recent live streams for the Bobcat, it's really hard to get the level of detail, in my opinion, without, especially when you start to get into size. Now you're really hitting a wall with Sculpey or polymer clay. So for professional work, the modeling clay is the way to go. The oil-based, they've called it plasticine or plastiline. Here's my camera in my way. So let me go back to the other view, and we'll finish this. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. We'll finish this embedding just for this show. I've got a few more minutes. And then when I'm not on the air, I will actually do the rest of this and show how it's done. So I just got some warm clay. Thank you. All right, and I'm just going to take a tool like this pad tool here, and I'm going to push that warm clay in to that channel. Really get it. Let me show you where so you can see it better. Just push it in there good and cover it up. You won't even know that it's in there. And I have some more here. Let's get that in there good. Squish it together. Now at first, you're going to make a little mess, but that's why I do it at this stage, because I don't want to ruin some detail that took me hours to do. So I'll just put that in there, get it really, really embedded nicely. Get that out of there. And it doesn't look like much at first. And if you have a little sticking out here at the end, don't worry about it yet. You're going to be able to clip that right off with the clay without hurting a thing. We're going to now once you have that embedded in there, now you can start to refine that leg. And let's see if I can show you what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm concentrating and I lose my camera view. Sorry about that. Okay, so there we are. And this foot, of course, is going to be, we're going to pay attention to that later. And then the other thing before we go really quickly, and it's very important, is, and if you're new, Sri, you'll see this. After I make an adjustment like that, I'm going to measure, and I have several pictures, and you can download these from the posts. Okay, so I'm going to measure, and I'm going to take, say, let's see, from where it creases in there to where I think the foot is. And I'm going to go like maybe like that. And just make sure I'm on target. I'm going to probably have to make adjustments. Oops, let me do that again. I know I'll have to make adjustments. But if you can see that, it's a little long, so I will fix that. Fix that when we're off the air, and I'll probably clip that. In fact, I think I will clip it back a little bit. The danger is you don't want to start clipping until you know. It clips very easily. I don't have all that much hand strength, and so that just clips. Let me get this off the table and show you. Let's switch to the other view, just because we're pretty much our time's up here today. But the stability is just going to be phenomenal as we get that put together. So it's a lot of fun when you know techniques and methods and ways to approach it. Something that is otherwise really intimidating becomes, oh, there's a method, there's an approach. I can do this. And that's what we're trying to teach here. So when we're off the air here, I will continue to embed these armature pieces in all the legs. I'm not going to worry about the head yet. We're going to take the head off to do the detail, but not yet. So anyway, our time's up for today. Thanks for joining us all. We have a new club member here, which is great. So I'm so excited. And please come next time. It will be on Wednesday and Friday mornings at the same time. So, and Frank and Jackie, as always, I so appreciate you being here. And we'll see you guys later. See you very soon.